This is Cougar News.
From the Central Commons at College of the Canyons, I'm Ken Berkland with a Cougar News Brief. A young girl and her family are at the heart of a custody dispute that began over 4 years ago. Jazz Pyatt has more information on this national controversy.
The Page family loves you! You will never be forgotten!
Despite vocal protests from the community, LA County officials took 6-year-old Lexi away from her home and her family in Saugus.
Due to her 164th Native American heritage, the Indian Child Welfare Act has allowed the Choctaw, LA County, and state of California to take Lexi from her home.
So what they do, they go in there, I don't know what they said, they whisked her away and took her away, and that's the first time she's ever heard about this. This whole time that this has been going on for these several days, Lexi has known nothing. She has known nothing because of a court order. They never were in the picture when the child was detained. They never were in the picture when she was placed. They never were in the picture for 2 years after that while she was bonding with this family.
For the past 2 years, Rusty and Summer Page have been attempting to adopt Lexi.
How is it that a screaming child saying, "I want to stay, I'm scared," how is it in her best interest to pull her from the girl she was before that doorbell rang? That does not make sense. That's not what ICWA intended. But that's not what a father should ever have to explain.
To have her outside of the reach of those that love her, that have been with her for 4.5 years, kind of boggles the mind. And so I felt like it was done in a way that, again, didn't make sense. And the people around here were completely stunned. And the people who love them were completely heartbroken.
I am absolutely astounded by what I'm listening to and what I'm finding has occurred here. And I will just simply put it this way, that as the mayor of this city, I'm going to do all I can to support this family and this community and get this child back where she belongs, and that's with her family.
The Page family and their supporters have not given up in their fight to bring Lexi home and will appeal this issue to the California Supreme Court.
Bring back my daughter! Do not let the world go unnoticed with this, please. Please bring back Lexi.
For more information, you can check out CougarNews.com. For Cougar News, I'm Jazz Pyatt.
Authorities announced this morning that there will be an incentive for any information regarding the second driver involved in the Commerce crash. Multiple partners such as Six Flags, UPS, the City of Los Angeles, Teamsters Local 396 are offering money and working with the public to find the suspect. Sammy Giebers has the story.
2 COC students and a UPS driver were the victims of a fatal car crash on February 27th. Michelle Littlefield, Brian Lewandowski, and Richard Scott Treadway lost their lives due to 2 cars that were street racing.
3 additional victims. All people who are out there, it could be anybody, and it's so unnecessary, it's senseless.
While one suspect was apprehended, officials are still on the lookout for the second driver that was involved. A press conference was held to announce an incentive to assist in the arrest of the second driver.
Through the assistance of our participating partners, a reward of $35,000 has been established for anyone that provides information leading to the arrest and conviction of the involved racers.
Families of the victims want the public to understand how racing can affect not just them, but the futures of others as well.
This unfathomable pain could be avoided because this irresponsible and selfish act changed the life and destiny of many people.
And that certain actions lead to unforgivable consequences.
My comments are addressed to the drivers that road race on our public streets. This behavior and mindset ends in jails, prisons, hospitals, institutions, and death.
Officials, friends, and family hope that someone will come forward so that they can take responsibility for their actions.
They say God works in mysterious ways, but this was no act of God that brought this pain and suffering upon us all. It was the act of 2 careless human beings who took 3 innocent lives and affected thousands more.
For more information, please go to crimestoppers.org or call the number below to leave a tip. I'm Sammy Giebers, reporting for Cougar News.
Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station's deputies and campus security quickly responded to the University Center after students were seen wearing fake bulletproof vests and dropping shell casings into a fountain. The students, who were dressed for a class presentation, caused the University Center to be put on lockdown. Some students reported never receiving an emergency text alert during the incident, but officials have an explanation.
I think there's been some confusion, people saying, well, I received the all clear, but I didn't receive a shelter-in-place message. And the reason is that, as I said, this ended so quickly that, it ended before we even had a chance to send out a shelter-in-place message.
2 students were detained in relation to the incident and no injuries were reported. U.S. Congressman Steve Knight is currently tackling the issue of participation among young adults in politics. By engaging a younger community, he is encouraging political awareness at the roots of political curiosity in high schools. Knight visited the Golden Valley High School earlier this month to address junior and senior students about the importance of being involved in the political process. A new local brewery in Valencia has opened up. Pocock Brewery Company has been gaining momentum the past 5 months that it has been open. Jacob Sykes has the story.
California is currently the holy land for craft beer. As of right now, there are 431 craft breweries in California, the most in the country. However, when it comes to breweries per capita, we are ranked 20th, with only 1.6. This leads to the localization of craft breweries, giving people a strong sense of community with their local brewmaster.
Business has been great since we opened up. The city of Santa Clarita has really embraced us. The community has come out and they seem to be really liking the beers, which is good.
Pocock is Santa Clarita's newest craft brewery, having opened in December of 2015. Todd Tisdale is the co-founder and co-brewmaster there with his brother-in-law, Jeff Pocock.
My partner and I have been brewing together the whole time. It was well over 5 years ago that we started brewing as home brewers. And then we started down the journey of opening the craft brewery in 2013.
To brewmasters like Todd and Jeff, brewing is an art form.
It's not just a process anymore. It's not just a manufacturing of a widget. It's truly an art form where the brewmasters think about what they're putting into the beer. They try and put the best ingredients possible into the beer and come up with the best possible product that they can.
Because craft beer is so special, Todd doesn't really have any plans for expansion or to sell out.
Breweries get started as a passion project, and having an end goal is really sort of loose. We want to make the best product that we possibly can, get it into the hands of people who enjoy that product, and obviously have a viable business so that we can pay ourselves enough to live and go on succeeding.
Pocock Brewing Company is open Thursday through Sunday and features live music on Fridays and food trucks every Friday and Saturday. You can find them in the Industrial Center off Avenue Tibbetts, where a strange logo might catch your eye, a big, muscular rooster.
Well, Pocock is actually an English surname. It's my wife's maiden name, my brother-in-law's current last name. It's got cock in the name, so we went with a rooster. He's a pretty cool looking rooster, so that's why we decided to use him.
And if you haven't been there yet,
find us. Come and see us. That's what we really want. We are out there in the social media world, so you can Google or Facebook or Instagram or website or whatever, but find us and come to the tasting room.
Find out more about Pocock's beers and schedule on their social media and their website, pocockbrewing.com. For COC Cougar News, this is Jacob Sykes.
When we come back, a teenage singer donated $3,000 to Carousel Ranch. Don't go anywhere.
This is Cougar News.
Art is life. Art is love. Art is patience.
Santa Clarita patron has raised over $3,000 in order to support a local nonprofit organization. And she's only 14 years old. Here's Andrew Menjivar with the story.
My name's Michelle Beaton-Kent. Every day I either turn them out or ride them in the arena, brush them and groom them, and then give them baths. And it's not that much work because I love doing it.
Michelle Beaton-Kent has a passion for horses and a hobby of singing. Last year, Michelle decided to combine the two to try and make a difference.
I knew I wanted to help something to do with horses, and when I found out that Carousel Ranch included horses and helping kids, it was just I thought that was the perfect place to help.
So for over 6 months, Michelle trained with a vocal coach and recorded with a local sound engineer, resulting in a 7-song CD that garnered $3,000. All of the money was donated to the equestrian therapy program at Carousel Ranch in Santa Clarita.
It's fun, it's exhausting, but it's worth it in the end. And I was I hesitated doing it because it was just it took a lot of time.
Her original song Cosmo is dedicated to her prize-winning horse.
When I'm on your back, you've got my back in or out of tack. Cosmo, you're my other half.
Michelle says she might explore more music, but for now wants to focus on horses.
For Cougar News, I'm Andrew Menjivar.
The Santa Clarita Soccer Center will be calling Valencia its new home soon. Briseda Holquin got a look at the new facility being built and how players feel about the move.
After hearing several noise complaints from a recently built home community, the Santa Clarita Valley Soccer Center is leaving behind what they called home for nearly 20 years. Instead, they'll be operating at a new center being built along Rye Canyon Road in Valencia. The new 25,000 square foot facility promises bigger and better things for players. The new soccer location brings new features such as being indoors, access to 2 fields, and a party room. The new location is still under construction, but owner Scott Schauer hopes to open soon.
It's been 4 months of a lot of work, but we're about done with it, and we're going to be open in the next couple weeks.
The complaints about the noise from the original facility came from residents of the neighboring Villa Metro community, which opened in 2013. While the complaints may have been an influence in the decision to move, Scott assures that this is a win-win situation for everyone involved.
We've always wanted to go into a building, and timing was right. The developer helped us with this move, and it just worked out to be a good deal for us, for the residents, for everybody. My lease was up on March 31st of this year, so the timing was all just right.
Along with Scott, some players are excited for the move, praising the fact that it'll truly be indoors.
It'll be nice to be out of the hot sun during summer, and I know there's kids programs that play here, so it should be great.
Others, however, share their resentment.
It's really sad that a place like this that's really served the community well has to go away because some people really didn't do their homework before they bought a house. So I think it's unfortunate that it came to that, and hopefully it doesn't hurt the business of the soccer center.
As the center moves to its new location, Scott hopes to make the transition as easy as possible for players.
All the prices we're going to keep exactly the same as they were over there. We're not changing anything.
The last game at the current location will be played this Saturday night, as Scott aims to have the first game in the new facility next Thursday. For Cougar News, I'm Briseda Holguin.
The U.S. senatorial race is underway. With the July primary fast approaching, one local resident is looking to make an unlikely run for the coveted position. Here's the full story.
Arroyo Seco is a junior high school filled with teachers passionate about inspiring the youth. 8th grade science teacher Vaughn Hugo is trying to inspire the youth in his own way with an incredible run to U.S. Senate, sparked by trying to make every vote matter.
The whole world's at your fingertips these days. You can do anything online. But the political process isn't in the 21st century. It's still stuck in the 19th century. So you have your voice heard once every election cycle. So why not have your voice heard every single time? I mean, you can say, I want to vote on every single bill before the Senate, or you may say, you know what, I don't care about all of them, but I care about taxes, I care about the environment, I care about whatever your issues are. And anytime a bill comes up regarding that, you'd be sent an email or text saying, have your voice heard and your vote count. So you would be engaged in the political process nonstop.
The local community has embraced Von Hugo as he has 118 people signed up to endorse him on his website, and he has 1,100 likes on his Facebook page. Even with all the support, Hugo refuses to accept donations as he feels it would compromise his message.
By not taking donations, I'm not beholden to anybody. So if Kamala Harris, who's leading right now, she's got about $7 million in the bank. That means that she owes those people, whether she wants to admit it or not. So any legislation coming forth that has to do with those businesses, she's going to vote favorably because she owes them for that. So by not taking campaigns, I'm pure. I don't owe anybody. I can really just represent the people, which is what my entire platform is.
If elected, Hugo is looking to make major changes to the political process to get the young voters involved.
Every year at the end of the year, I always tell the kids they have a duty, they have a right. Too many people died horrible deaths in awful places so that they have the right to vote. And I always told them, you need to vote, whatever you do. But the last couple of years, I felt like I was lying. I really felt like their vote doesn't matter. And that's wrong.
For more information about Von Hugo's campaign, check out vonforsenate.com or facebook.com/vonforsenate. For Cougar News, I'm Ken Berkland.
That does it for this edition of Cougar News Brief. I'm Ken Berkland. You can always catch us on the web at cougarnews.com.